Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. I hope that you are well. I have another pick a card for you today, and we are doing a topic that I think a lot of you are going to need at the moment. There's just this like need to know energy coming through. So I wanted to tap into soulmates in separation at this point in time. And before I begin, I just want to kind of give like, not a trigger warning, but like maybe it is, that sometimes the person that we think is our soulmate is simply a karmic soulmate and sent to actually teach us something. So I haven't even started yet, but I just get the feeling that there's going to be someone come through that hasn't got the nicest things to say or isn't reciprocating your feelings. If you're missing them, they potentially are not missing you. I just want to put that out there because I've had this experience before, thinking someone was like a twin flame. And I know that word itself can be triggering, so I won't bring that up too much. But just know that if you relate to the twin flame journey personally and you completely understand it, you're all over it, you're well aware of what's going on, then it might be that. I'm just going to refer to everything as soulmate. And if it's karmic, I'll obviously bring that up if I see it. But you don't have to own this energy, of course. I'm just a lady reading tarot on the internet, okay? So you take what resonates for you at this point in your journey. And use it as kind of like personal development and emotional maturity, opening your heart, protecting your heart, whatever comes up for you, whatever is necessary for you. You have free will. Time is fluid, okay? So getting all that out of the way, let's get into it. We've got pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. I've used essential oils. I've got harmony on pile number 1. So that might relate to what you want in that relationship, harmony. We've also got focus blend for pile number 2. Potentially you want those answers. You're the one that's like, I need these answers, I think. And then evergreen for pile number 3, and this could be talking about the waiting period. It could be talking about the relationship longevity. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3 timestamps are below, and I will get straight into it. I'll see you in your pile. Pile number 1, this is your reading for soulmates in separation, and the essential oil blend that you chose is called Harmony. I'm in Australia, and it is summer here. It just got so hot. Like, I've got the room all closed up and kind of dark because it is hot. But I just had to go and set up a fan because I don't know if you guys, if things are heating up in this connection. But I was like, whoo, before I begin, let's cool this down a little. All right, so I've pulled some cards for you. 2 actually came out for you. I was just going to get 1 card for each pile, but 2 came out. So I've got 4 of Cups and 9 of Swords. I'm taking these cards as overall energy of the connection. 4 of Swords is talking about like needing a rest period, needing respite, I just heard. 9 of Swords is talking about a lot of burdens, okay? A lot of responsibilities, perhaps. I just heard like a lot of things unsaid. So potentially in your dreams or potentially in your rest periods, you guys are communicating in the 5D, or you guys are communicating in your dream space. But I do feel like there's obviously a lot going on in your own individual lives. With this 9 of Swords, it just feels like a little bit heavy. And the 4 of Cups in this deck, like, look how beautiful. I'm obsessed with the desert, and there's just something about that 4 of Cups. Actually, sorry, I read that as the 4 of Swords. Interesting. I was talking about rest and rejuvenation. But the 4 of Cups is actually like a standstill or an apathetic kind of boredom about this situation. And I do feel like it's because it's taking too long. There's things unsaid, and you're getting bored with this lack of information. And yeah, in this like prism that you're in, it's like the world is going on around you, but it's almost like you're in a bubble. It's almost like you're walking around with this energy attached to you, surrounding you, but you just can't move forward freely. You can't evolve. There's an evolution that's happening like through your crown chakra. I just feel like the world's going on around you, but there's this limbo state. And this person kind of does look like they're levitating off the ground a little bit. It's like you can't ground this connection. And that's the boredom. That's the lack of stability. That's the apathy. That's the, oh God, well, when is it coming through? Like, when is the cup going to runneth over, you know? You might need to get a different viewpoint on something. Very much getting like downloads with the rainbow coming through here. And they're directed to you and your person. And every time I mention something about someone, take it as you, unless I say otherwise, but like flip it if you need to. If it's not you, flip it. It will be the other person. I'm also getting like secrets. Yeah, things that are unsaid. Things that are left unsaid. I feel like this is almost like a shelf. And there's just like thoughts collecting on the shelf, or secrets collecting on the shelf with this moon energy. And they're collecting dust because they've been left unsaid. They're not resolved. They're not spoken. The cup hasn't been offered yet. Whew, that's a lot of 2 cards, guys. Let's get some more info. These cards are quite thin, so they're a little bit slippery. Let's get, how are you feeling? How is pile 1 feeling? Magician. You're trying to manifest this person back into your life. You are probably like shining and beginning to make way and make headway, make progress in other areas of your life. But you know that this relationship, or there's this feeling of that this relationship will fulfill more, will snowball more magnetism your way. I feel you've been waiting a few months here as well. I just heard 1 cycle, and this magician card, like the magician is the number 1 card, like card 1 in tarot. It's either been 1 month with the season there, with the moon phases, or it's been 1 whole year that you've been waiting to reconnect with this person. However long it's been, I feel like you're starting to look out into the rest of the world. And we were talking about like the rest of the world going on around you. You are beginning to look at the rest of the world and think, okay, what can I magnetize? If I can't control this situation, what can I control? You do have all the tools in your tool belt to achieve anything that you want. You are a very powerful person, is what I'm picking up here. And how is the person in separation? How is the soulmate? How is pile 1's person feeling about them? 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, Ace of Swords. They may be changing jobs. They may be walking away from a really intense situation that they've put a lot of effort into. This also could be that they've put a lot of effort into a different relationship and you're actually waiting for them to finalize that situation. The Ace of Swords is giving me like needing to cut things away, but I feel like they're in action. They're actually doing that. There's a truth, there's a clarity that's come through for this person where they realized they needed to walk away. They needed to, it's almost like cutting their losses is what I'm feeling. Like they're cutting their losses in some area, whether that's to do with a job or whether it's to do with a long-term relationship. Either way, I do feel like this person, although they've got so much going on, there's some way that they're keeping tabs on you. There's some way that they're watching you. We'll get a bit more information about that. What is the history of this connection, please, Spirit? What is the history of this connection? What is the history of this connection? Page of Swords. Tower. Yeah, I do feel like there's been a lot of stalking. And there could have been a lot of... I just heard petty arguments. There was a lot of things that were either unsaid because the moon is in the background again, but I feel like it's more like words that were said that weren't meant. They were almost said in haste. There's something like Young Dumb, and that song just came to mind. You know the one, Young Dumb. Yeah. Things were definitely said that... I'm getting like clown energy from this. Like either you or them felt like a clown for saying it. As soon as the words came out of your mouth, it's almost like you wanted to retract them. And it led to a moment where potentially there was a big falling out, or where it shifted this connection very dramatically. I just heard the ball drop because this is giving me like Times Square New Year's Eve vibes. The ball dropped. Something, I do feel like whatever was said, there was some truth to it. It was just the way it was said. And potentially if this is a situation where you're waiting on this person to walk away from another connection, there was a truth that was said very directly to this person, possibly even online, and it was misinterpreted, or it was unelegantly delivered. It was foolishly delivered with that clown energy. It was petty. It was perhaps passive aggressive, and it just led to like this complete pullback from this person. I feel like a rug being pulled out from underneath you, and this lightning bolt with this tower. It just feels like something was just like shocked to their core. I don't think this person was potentially ready to hear this, or you weren't potentially ready to hear, I'm not ready for this connection. I have feelings for you, but I'm not ready. How does this person feel about pile number one? How does this person feel about pile number one at this very moment? How does this person feel about pile one? How does this person feel about pile one at this very moment? Oh. Which way did that one come at? Yeah, okay. That's the Ten of Swords in reverse. How does this person feel about pile one? How does this person feel? Three of Cups. Yeah. Yeah. This person does want to move into calmer waters with you. This person does want to have reconciliation with you. I feel like there is a lot that needs to be explained. You've got the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Three of Cups, and the Nine of Wands in reverse. There's a lot of burdens that they just want, like, they want some light fun times with you and forget about these pains. They've really internalized a lot. And I feel like there is a lot they need to say to you, but they don't really want to talk. They just want to dance with you, have a drink with you, like laugh with you. Potentially they want to like a group situation where they can be in your presence again and just forget about the things that are weighing them down, and forget about the things that they've had so tightly like bound by, or like as boundaries. I feel like they just want to put their stresses and their potential like boundaries around you. And it feels like it sways, you know, it feels like it goes, I want this to heal. I want this to move forward. I just want to have fun. My boundaries are still there, but I just want to forget them for a minute. It's just not quite resolved. I think they really are aware that they can't come, like they're seeing you, like, do they see you as the Magician? Do they see you as the Magician? How do they see pile number one? How do they see pile number one? How do they see pile number one? You might have met through friends. And you might have met online. There's definitely an online kind of situation here. So whether you met in a group situation, like at a party or something, and then continued talking online, Queen of Swords. They see you as someone that could potentially come back and say something just as harsh as you did last time, or as payback for what they said to you last time you were together. There's something that they're a little bit prickly about, and this is why they feel like they need to kind of lubricate the situation with potentially alcohol, to make it easier for them to get your softer side, right? Because the Magician has all the tools. I feel like they're wanting to tap into your cup. They're wanting to tap into your softer emotions rather than your cutting tongue. What is the outcome? The Sun. Okay. The outcome is the Sun. This is a potentially really sunny situation. And the High Priestess, I feel like you both know that there's something really good that can come of this relationship. But it does feel like with this person like turning away and just looking at the Sun, that yes, harmony needs to be found. There's this connection needs to be warmed up again. This connection needs to... it gives me focus energy, and you might have messages in pile number 2 because they got the focus oil, but it feels like that you've got to kind of turn your back on the past and look directly at the positives in this relationship. Look directly at the positives. I'm actually going to use another deck. What is the outcome of this situation? What is the outcome of this situation? Potentially. Three of Pentacles. They want to work together with you to find this happiness. Seven of Wands. They want to move away from everything that was sneaky and shady and blocking the blessings that you guys want to share together. I'm going to get some channeled messages from this person. What would this person say to pile number 1 if they had the chance? That one, that one, that one, that one. Bottom deck is we made a great team, you and me. We make a great team, you and me. Yeah, I mean, the Three of Cups and then the Three of Pentacles, they do want to work together with you on something. They think that there's similarities in you, and they do see you as this Magician energy. Even though they see you as the Queen of Swords, they know that like that can be used to good effect as well. I can't imagine life without you now. They're definitely envisioning a life with you. You make me want to be a better person. Yeah, and I feel that's why they're cautious to come forward right now, is because they know they can't match your Magician energy right now. They've got too much work to do still. Thank you for your patience with me. Like I said, it could have been a year, but even if it's been a month, they actually feel so bad about that. I'm a narcissist and I won't change. Interesting. I feel like they're being really, really self-critical. They've potentially, I just heard like they're potentially looking at stuff on Instagram or on social media about relationships. And this might be the first kind of relationship where they feel like they're exposed in a sense. Like I have a feeling that this person is used to getting, and they could be a Leo with the Sun energy here, but they're used to getting what they want through charm. And I think that with whatever was said here, whatever truth was said here, it does have the Sun energy in the background. So it does feel like they knew all along that there was truth to this, no matter how badly delivered that message was, to whatever you were saying. And the Sun is here in the Queen of Swords as well. They do sense some warmth to you despite you having a lot to say, but they understand that that's part of who they are. And I think they're being really hard on themselves at the moment because they're like, well, what does that make me? Like, am I a bad person? I'm dealing with this and maybe I didn't treat this situation well enough. I've got all these burdens going on at the moment. I've not been giving enough to this connection and I know it. And I potentially didn't even let this person in 100%. I let it get dusty. And here's this amazing pile number 1. And I, like, what am I doing? So I think they're being really, really hard on themselves. What is this? I'm a narcissist and I won't change about. The Fool. Yeah, they feel like they've just stuffed this connection completely. They feel like they're in over their head, but they do feel like they're like willing to learn. They're like, well, if I've recognized this about myself, and I think it's not entirely true, but take that how it resonates. If you think that this person is a narcissist and you're hoping for something to work out here, tread carefully, of course. I would look into what that word means and the personality traits attached to it. 8 of Cups. Yeah, we had that before. They've definitely got to walk away from some behaviors that they've potentially adopted to deal with the situation that they're going through at the moment. So that's why they feel like they just want to have fun with you for now. But internally, I think they're still struggling to get the knives out of their back from the situation that they're healing from. They're not quite healed and they've still got blockages and they know it. So it's almost like, oh, let me just like test the waters in a group situation. I'll be able to tell if pile 1 really does still want to be with me or enjoy my company. I'll be able to gauge if they're with someone else. But I do realize that I've got work to do on myself, but I'm willing to work on it. You've also got the 7 of Swords at the bottom there. Didn't that come up before? 7 of Swords. Might have been on the bottom of the other deck. It just feels like they want to... No, that was the 7 of Wands. It came up before. It feels like they want to be really honest with you. They may be an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But I do feel like they do have a lot to say. They've got a lot of explaining to do is what I just heard. And that's potentially your energy. Like you're thinking, well, okay, all good and well, but you have a lot of explaining to do. All right, let's get some more info. What is going on in this soulmate in separation connection? Palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, flexibility. Yeah, I feel like it's stormy weather, and if you think of a palm tree on a beach, when there is stormy weather, you really have to be flexible. That palm tree has to be stably rooted and has to be flexible enough to bend in the wind. There's potential here, definitely, because palm trees are a sense of like going on vacation, happier times. You know, the music starts playing and you have a good time together. Yeah, they want to, rather than endure separation, they want to have permanence of creating something here with you. With the sun, it gives life to the plants and the birds and the bees and everything like that. And I do feel like they want to give life to this. They want this situation to grow. Oh, we had more. We'll get more. Hand of Cards. Take a chance. Risk. Being strategic, options, not showing hand, gambling. Yeah, this full energy here, they do feel like there are some secrets. We've got the moon energy here, the moon energy here, the moon energy on the very first 4 of Cups card that came out. There's things that they don't want to burden you with, and that's why they won't talk about it if you do have a group situation reconciliation. I do feel like it's temporary for now, because they still have things to work out. They're fearing that you have options elsewhere as well, and so they do feel like a bit of a fool. They're definitely wondering like what's going on here. The Golden Mirror. Self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. There's that narcissist word again, so I would be very careful with this situation. However, in the most positive sense, I do feel like when someone's holding a mirror up to themselves, they're really taking a good look at their behavior, and they're feeling shame. I feel they're feeling shame about the way that you gave them so much, and they saw that you were here and willing and ready, and here they were like holding back and potentially even saying some cutting things to you, and they were just blasé with what they were saying. They weren't actually saying what they mean and meaning what they say, even though they felt a different way, is what I'm getting. I feel like they had one cup that was full of emotion for you, but they just didn't express it well enough, and they're very aware of that now. They feel like They potentially love bombed you because maybe every now and again they would say, like, wow, I can't believe I met you. Like, we're going to really build something amazing here. But then the next minute they'd be overwhelmed by their burdens. And so they would withdraw completely and wouldn't hear from them for a while. But also, I think that there's a call here to be self-absorbed for yourself at the moment with this Magician energy, the Queen of Swords, the Sun, the High Priestess was on the bottom of that other deck. Like, I just feel like you need to focus on your own stuff at the moment. And you need to take a look at your own behaviors, of course, but if you're really caring about what you need to work on in life, this person is either going to, like, catch up and come correct, or this situation will find its own course of working itself out. And that might be, if you read the Sun and the Three of Pentacles, it could be agreeing to disagree as well, and actually being okay with that, and both of you moving forward. Because the Seven of Swords here, it can talk about something not being the safest option, is what I just heard. Safe. Hammer. Sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it. They feel like they're, like, renovating. And they could actually be renovating something, but I feel like they're renovating their entire life. I feel like they've definitely self-sabotaged this situation with you, because I feel like they weren't ready. They were obviously going through a lot, and it was, oh, the Twin Flame card just popped out. I did not want to mention that word, but it's there. So if that relates to this situation, please don't take any kind of abuse, and definitely look after yourself first, and this person will come through. But yes, I do feel like this person is, like, they are doing the work. Whether you think they're doing nothing or not, you maybe have access to spying on them in some way. They may appear to be doing nothing towards this situation, but I do feel like they're working on, like, they're walking away from a lot of things. They are working on how to walk away from this. So potentially a lot of self stuff that they're working on, but also, like, rebuilding their own foundation so that they can come correct towards you. Can we get some advice on this situation from the Megadeck, please? Advice for pile number 1 on this situation. Wow. I'll take more. I'll take more. I feel like you need all the advice at this point. This one says Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. We just talked about safety a minute ago. Protect yourself first. There's almost a sense of, like, not letting this go completely, but I do feel like if you focus on what makes you feel safe and stable, it can, like, bleed into, I heard, like, energetically bleed into this situation. We've also got Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Oftentimes in the, I gotta say, oftentimes in the Twin Flame, or even like a karmic soulmate situation where there's behavioral issues coming up, there is often this deep dive, and you can see this person looks like they're diving into the unknown, right? There often is a deep dive within the two parties at different rates often, and that's why this epiphany could have felt so shocking to this person. And this is why you are potentially coming up as the Magician energy, or them. Switch it if you need to. But I do feel like there's a learning experience. There's definitely growth. There's definitely soul growth that happens within two people who are like, well, this felt like it was fated, so why isn't it working? Called soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Yeah, I do feel like you're being called to utilize all your gifts and realize how powerful you are. That High Priestess energy on the bottom of the other deck is lurking in my mind. The Cosmic Heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Don't close off your heart to potentially healthier relationships or connections at this time. And this could be friends, not hermiting yourself, actually getting out there, making magic of your life. I'm hearing, like, move with your manifestations, make your life magic, and make your life a moving prayer. Like, if you're wishing for this person to come through, how are you showing up for the best version of this person to come through, not the shitty version of this person, the crumbled version of this person. So live the best life so that this best version of this person or another person can come through, but don't close that heart space off. Dance, do something to shift your vibration. You got to shake it off, pile number one. You got to shake this situation off so that you can keep moving, so that you can keep going with your life and what is important to you at this time. There is, I've got to say this, and this is not just my cheeky guides again, because if you've been around on this channel for a little while, you know my guides are quite cheeky, but I do feel like there's a how do I say this, a self-love practice, okay? A self-love practice that you can use to manifest and that you can use to move stagnant energy out of your body very physically, okay? So if you understand that, that might be something you need to look into as a legitimate form of, yeah, shifting energy so that you can continue to, I keep getting the word focus, so that I definitely feel like there might be extra messages for you in pile number two, but so that you can focus on what's really important to your creations, okay? So final message for pile number one in this situation. Final message for pile number one. Find what you truly love and let nothing keep you from doing it. Yeah. I feel like you've really got to love yourself at this point and love what you're doing. There's a doing energy, there's a movement energy to this. Don't let things gather dust, because you don't want to be in that energy. You don't want to bring yourself down to the energy that existed when you guys first started this connection, that apathetic vibe. You don't want to fall victim to that, and there is a choice to actually move forward. There's this forward movement with you. There's this walking away energy with your person. That's their journey at this point, and you've got to kind of just leave them to it, and you've got to keep finding what's important to you and loving your life and romanticizing your life. And I truly feel you're very powerful to do that. You're very well equipped to do that, and I feel like you already know what you need to do that. So keep doing that, and don't let anything, including unhealthy patterns of behavior from this person, stop you from achieving everything that you want, okay? Because, yeah, there may be a future for you guys, but I do feel like it's going to take a lot of collaboration and work, and there's potentially going to be a lot that needs to be justified. There's a lot that needs to be explained, okay? I hope this resonated. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number two. This is your reading. You chose the Focus Essential Oil. So I do feel like you're wanting to hone in on the details of this connection. I feel like you're wanting to get clarity on this situation. There's something like coming into, you're probably like obsessing about the details a little bit, not gonna lie. And hello to anyone from pile number one that has just come over, because there was a lot of hints about focus. And that was focusing on their own life, their own journey, romanticizing their own stuff, focusing on what makes them happy. So that potentially plays a part in this reading as well. But I have one card already shuffled for you, which is the overall energy of this connection. And we've got the Six of Cups. So it does feel like something that, it does feel like something that brings a sense of nostalgia. You may be focusing on it in terms of like looking back at pictures. This is the soulmates in separation. So it does feel like this is a person from your past, whether you have dated them, were a friend of them, it feels almost like childhood school vibes as well. Potentially a lover from, or like a crush from school, and it's now been brought into the now. Okay, I also feel like it's potentially you were in a friend group at school, or past, and I'm thinking like 10 years at least past. 5 to 10 years. It just feels like you were in a group and there was potentially like the three amigos. There was something that was like three of you were like thick as thieves. I just heard thick as thieves. There's 3 pyramids. There's 3 people. But there's this black kind of speckled, it's not a moon. It's almost like a universe. It feels like a lifetime ago that you had this with someone. And you've potentially already reconnected as a group. And you're actually thinking, oh my goodness, like that is the love of my life. Or you've potentially reconnected romantically with that one person, but you may be in separation because of this third party. Yeah, take that how it resonates. Let's get some more information. Let's get your energy, actually. What is pile number 2? How does pile number 2 feel about this situation? 4 of Cups. You're bored. Pile number 2 feel about this situation? Page of Pentacles. The Sun. You're waiting for an opportunity to catch your attention enough. You're waiting for an opportunity that's actually worthwhile. I get the feeling that you also could be waiting on an opportunity from a job that's going to take you to like higher realms. That's going to take you either away from this person. Just with this Page of Pentacles with the walls up, and then the Sun with this person like completely just facing the sun. You're literally waiting on something so good to come through. Or it's come... Yeah. There's something about you can't miss this. You can't miss this. It's going to be so bright that you can't miss this. The right opportunity is coming through, and it could be an opportunity for work. It could be an opportunity of... like a windfall or something. I'm also hearing that you're waiting for a gift from this person that's going to bring you closer together. So it's either a work situation that's taking you away from this person in terms of distance, but it's going to warm you back up again, or there's a gift that you're waiting for. I just feel a waiting energy with this 4 of Cups. 4 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. You're in a bit of a rest period. I feel like this is denial though. I feel like you're in denial of the opportunities being offered to you. You potentially have a lot of different opportunities being offered to you at the moment, but you're waiting for the one that feels the warmest. You're waiting for the one that feels the hottest. And there could be a sense of like, there could be a sense of like you're getting, if you're online, if you're on some kind of app, you're not accepting any small offers here, and there may be a call for you to actually like take some time off that, turn away from that, because there's something better that's coming. Take that how it resonates. The 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I do feel like you're waiting because you've set your standards higher. Your boundaries are improved at this point. 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, you're wanting someone to be more generous, and I do feel like you're waiting on this person to be more generous. You're waiting for a gift. You feel like there's something that needs to be offered. There's like a peace offering that needs to come through here, is the energy I'm getting from you. Pile number 2's person, how are they feeling about this? Well, how are they feeling in general? 9 of Wands. Yeah. They've definitely got their boundaries up. They're protecting themselves. Whoa. They're potentially avoiding... They're avoiding the happiness. They're self-sabotaging in some way. What is this Nine of Wands and Ten of Cups for pile number 2's person? Flip it if it's the other way around. Page of Wands, Three of Cups. I do feel like they want to come forward and they want to share happier times with you, but they're self-sabotaging for some reason. Five of Pentacles. They're keeping themselves locked out of heaven, I just heard. Why? Justice. They're waiting for something to be set right. They're waiting for something to be balanced. Is it within themselves? There's something about like within themselves. Queen of Cups. Yeah, I feel like their emotions are really unbalanced at the moment and they're aware of that. They're wanting to have happier times, but I do feel like emotionally they're just not ready for that just yet. With this Ten of Cups in reverse, it's almost like they're not ready to, they're not ready to settle down, but they want to. Okay, I do feel like they've got their boundaries up because I feel fear here. I feel fear. What is this overall situation? How are they feeling, this person? Pile number 2's soulmate and separation. Nine of Swords. There's a fear. There's an internal fear stopping them from... I'm hearing that they've got like imposter syndrome too. They've got to balance out their emotions because they actually want the happy family that the Ten of Cups represents, and they are a very nurturing and loving person towards you, and they do want to bring a lot of passion towards you, but I feel like it's surface level right now. I feel like it's player energy. It's hot and cold. It's only when I'm drinking. It's only socially that I want your attention. Very much be careful of that, even though this person has a lot of potential, right? Potential to be a kind, loving, caring, nurturing person, and I think they are. They're just not willing to recognize that within themselves right now. They're not willing to step into that space right now. And we'll get more information on why, but I feel like this person may not come through with the offer that you're hoping for. I just want to get more info on this person. I need to understand this a bit more. Ace of Pentacles. Actually, there's the I was picking up as the ace, the page. I was really picking up someone coming towards you with a gift or an offer of like money or work or paying for something for you, paying it forward in some way. And that's the ace there. I feel like this person might also be waiting on the same thing. You're both waiting for a big sign. Like, you're just not... You're both not really admitting to yourselves what is already here or what is already between you or what has passed between you. It just doesn't feel like enough. And you're both wanting something more concrete, that with the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, it does feel like you're wanting something a bit more solid before you commit. And that's this person's energy, but it also is your energy as well. You know, you're looking at your options potentially, but you're bored by them because you're actually wanting something that feels so sunny, safe, warm, beautiful, like dreamy. I'm getting like a happy summer's day. And the Focus Essential Oil, it has like a yellow tag on it, and there's just so much sun energy coming through here, but it's like you both know exactly what you want. It's just not happening. Ten of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. This person feels like they're only going to like commit, and they do want like stability. They do want long-term security with you, or they do want that in general, but it feels like you've got to start somewhere where it's almost like a standoff, like you're both waiting for, and there's the Queen of Cups again, you're both waiting for more of a sign from each other. Empress on the bottom of the deck. Something's got to be like reborn, recreated. Interesting. Okay. What is the history of this connection? I need to know more about this Six of Cups. What is the history of this connection? Just so we can, like, if we know the history, we can move forward better. What is the history of this connection? The Star. You were potentially friends in a way that was very healing. Initially. I feel... Ooh. King of Swords. Knight of Wands. The Hermit. Judgment. Two of Swords. Five of Pentacles. I feel like this person was here almost in a almost in a intimate way, or you were there for them because it came up that someone was suffering through something. I'm feeling like some kind of loss that this person or yourself needed to heal from, and actually you came together to like heal each other in a way that was intimate that perhaps you didn't realize was going to happen. You never actually saw this coming, is what I'm feeling. Like, I feel like this friendship blossomed into something else temporarily. And then when this, like, healing period was over, or it's almost like you got what you needed from each other in that period of time. But deep down, you both kind of caught feels, but neither of you are fully in acceptance of that. Because neither of you are willing to like take the next step to make it happen. You're both holding back. The Four of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You're both holding back because you feel like, well, what was this? I feel like it happened quite suddenly too. It was like it's almost like you ran into each other again, possibly with this third person. You two kind of secretly engaged in something. But it's almost like you woke up and went, oh shit, like, what did we just do? And like, have we muddied the waters kind of thing on this friendship? Have we muddied the waters on this friendship? Okay. Why does it feel like you're soulmates though? Why are you both feeling this soulmate connection? What is the future of this connection then? What is the future of this connection? Page of Swords. You got to get clarity. You got to get talking to each other. You got to be honest with each other. Like, stop being scaredy cats. Stop just stalking each other. You might be keeping tabs on each other online. Four of Cups in reverse, and you had the Four of Cups in your energy. It's time to like put the boredom to bed and actually like make something of this. If you want this to move forward, you've really got to have the conversation. That's going to move things in away from like apathy into something of resolution. And what is the resolution? Ten of Swords. I do feel like this might not go anywhere, and potentially, especially if you don't speak about this situation, it's just going to be like something that someone that I used to know, you know, like that Gautier song. It's like you've got to make a choice about whether you just want to walk away with or without the answers is another thing that I'm getting. You got the Knight of Wands on the bottom here. One or either of you may still appear to be playing the field. And it could just go back to friends. It could just go back to like seeing each other at parties and out and about, and I'm hearing like festivals and stuff like that. And like letting this, like, the dust settle on what happened here and just like accepting it. But I do feel like there's just something that needs to be said in order for almost like the burdens to be set free. Now for those of you that this isn't enough and you're like, well, I want to know if there's like a fairy tale ending. If there's communication and you're walking away from the burdens, or I'm hearing secrets, right? These birds carry like little messages, and I feel like there's a lot that's left unsaid. So you need clarity on this. So if that does happen, then what potentially can come of that next? Seven of Cups. Still choices. I feel like you're both still, you might be really young. Not to say that you can't be young and settle down, but it just feels like someone's disillusioned, or someone's distracted by bright shiny objects at the moment, and even though they want this, it just may not be enough to ground things just yet. This really grounding offer needs to strike them. It's almost like a seed needs to be really solidly planted for this person to go, oh, that's what I was looking for all along. There's a game of like snakes and ladders going on here. Future of this connection. I just saw the Judgment card again. Did it flip? Justice, actually. And Justice came up before. I mean, there could be something legally in the way, and this is why this person is like, look, I'm not going to get too heavily involved right now. And that's the energy of pile number 1 coming through there. I don't want to get too involved right now because I just need to like get through all the stuff legally of the past situation. You've got the 5 of Pentacles again. This came up before. Where was it? It did come up before. I saw it before on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it just feels like, there it is, 5 of Pentacles. This situation is going to remain out in the open and like a cold case, I just heard. Ooh, it's going to remain a cold case until both of you actually look within yourselves and get really clear about what you want and clear with your communication with each other and actually go, do you know what? These illusions that I'm looking at, they're not serving my purpose. They're actually adding to my stress, right? They're adding to my stress. They're adding to my heartbreak. All of this stuff in between, all of these people in between, all of these, I just heard ignorance in between. So yeah, just like looking at the options as like, it's almost like you're fooling yourselves, and this is the self-sabotaging energy that I was getting before. This is causing you both a lot of mental anguish, and like I said, you both want to plant something that's going to grow and be better. You both want to move into a phase of deeper commitment and marriage at some point, but is it going to be with this person? The King of Swords at the bottom of the deck says, I'm not sure about that, right? I mean, the King of Swords, he knows what he wants and he's decisive. But one of you has to act in that manner. One of you has to be that person. The King of Swords over here knew what they were doing in that moment, even though it was a shock to you both to have that happen. Yeah, there's just a lot of clarity that needs to come from this situation, and only you two can decide whether this is the right situation for you or not. Let's get some little island wellness cards on this one. What's the future of this connection? What's going on here? Soulmates and separation for pile number 2. Axe, breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. Yeah. I'm so sorry, pile 2. I know it's not the greatest message, but at least you can get some clarity. It's a very harsh reality with that axe of clarity. It's not just a sword, you know, it's an axe. It's like, oh, damn. But with clarity comes the ability to self-resolve and to move forward. Ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. A lot has to change. A lot has to be overcome. I'm hearing mentally, like for you both, in your minds, to actually accept that this is something that could, like, restart. I just heard restart. Start over. And lead to the commitment that you both want. Potentially marriage, potentially the 10 of Cups turning around, potentially this 10 of Pentacles being really successful together. There's a lot of denial. And Jupiter energy with this ascending card here as well. I'm actually going to take that one. Mirror. Mirroring each other, self-image, relationships, reflect our wounds, introspection. Yeah. This 4 of Swords is talking about like getting offline, having a rest period, giving to yourself first. And this person has to do the same thing. They've got to reconcile their own mind, their own heart. You've both got to look at yourselves and your behaviors I find like you might be quite triggering to each other in terms of behaviors, like it's tit for tat kind of thing. Engagement ring, engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union. Now this can seem really confusing. It just might be that if you are younger, or you've had this one experience with this person, it may be that you both need some maturing. You both need to come to terms mentally with like reconciling this situation in your mind and coming to terms with, well, I do want something grounded. I do want something stable, but I want it to be everything I've ever wanted. I don't just want these secrets and lies and like this mental anguish. I know in my heart that this isn't enough. And so if I'm willing to do the work energetically, I hope that that's going to transfer onto that person so that they're doing the work. And with this mirroring, I do feel like that's going to happen. And that does happen a lot with soulmates who connect deeply. Even if it's just one experience, you can connect deeply with a soul. You kind of imprint your energy onto each other. And I do feel that like you've just got to trust that you've got to do the work and on yourself, and that this person will do the work on themselves, and then one or either of you, and I do feel like it might actually happen at a very similar time, you might just reach out with a small offer towards each other at the same time, and that would be the only way that things would move forward in a healthy manner and away from all this, like all these other options and potential third parties. Okay, what would this person say to pile number 1 if they had the chance? What would person say to pile 2? Sorry if I called you pile number 1. Maybe one more. I'll take that. You are way too good for me. I feel inferior around you. You might feel the same way. I feel so sick with how this is playing out. No shit. Like they're pretty stressed out, and you're just in this energy of like boredom, exhaustion. I play off your suspicions like they're nothing. Yeah, I do feel like you do know you know what this person is up to, because you're up to it as well. And you're just kind of like not being completely truthful with each other. And that's only if you are communicating in some way, shape or form, or even if you're like watching each other, which I do feel you are. It's almost like they're posting because they know you're watching. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Yeah, don't be drawn down by this person's energy. It's like our own responsibility to mind our mind, right? The blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Yes, there's a big shift that needs to happen in order for this to come together. However, I do feel like if this is going to be an end, if this is going to be a swift end, and you actually like do the inner work and look within yourself and see the shadow side of yourself, and you do have the courage to admit, do you know what, this isn't my person and I'm okay with that. No matter how deep and wonderful and amazing it felt, I'm going to allow it to be just that moment. Then you are going to have a beautiful awakening. You are going to have a spontaneous awakening as a result of learning all of this. Okay, can we get one more? Thank you. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Yeah. It always comes back to that message, I feel, when soulmates are in separation. It really has to come back to, well, what are you going to do to look after yourself? What are you going to do to feel good despite, we're going to take that. Find what you truly love and let nothing keep you from doing it. That is the message from pile number 1. Obviously, it just hasn't been shuffled back in, but we were getting a lot of focus energy coming through in pile 1, so I can see why some of you might actually be drawn to this. Give of yourself to help those in need, but stay true to your own needs as well. Don't work so hard that you neglect your own health. Don't give so much that you compromise your own boundaries. Yeah. You need that rest, sweet soul. You need that rest. Don't let this mental anguish get to you too much. And don't be giving to this person too much. Energetically as well. I know that when you're in separation, it can become obsessive in your mind, and there's a lot of sword energy throughout this whole deck. It can really like play on your mind. It can really take up a lot of your mental space, and I think this is why there's boredom and exhaustion. But you really do have to, Six of Pentacles, give to yourself that offer that you're waiting for. You've got to give it to yourself. Get some sunshine, right? Get some sleep. Get some good nutritious food into your body. Give to yourself. Don't neglect your own health. When you can plant the seed into your own health, you will flourish in ways that will bring your focus to more important things at this time. And yes, love is important, and the future of this connection could be really important to you, but you've got to trust the path that you're on, and part of it can often be like letting go before you're ready to. Thank you. All right, your final message is make your home your haven, a space that reflects your taste, promotes your health, and inspires your best. Another message about health. Inspires your best. Get comfortable with where you're at in terms of like change things to get comfortable, not just be comfortable with how they are right now. Change things in your home. Make yourself feel at home, right? This Ten of Pentacles came up in this person's energy, and I do feel like it's mirrored by you. And so I feel like just look after your home, look after what's important to you, look after your nice things. You know, if we give respect to our money in our wallet, if we give respect to the clothes that we already own, if we give respect to the skin that we're in and the organs that we have that are functioning, and we really like nourish all of that, we can attract so much more. And that sun is that big attraction energy. So keep giving to yourself, pile number 2. Make sure that you're inspiring your best self regardless of where this connection is headed. But I do feel like a lot needs to be discussed in order for this to move forward healthily. Okay, health is coming up a lot. This relationship needs to make you feel better about yourself, not worse. All my love to you, pile number 2. Please let me know in the comments below how this resonated, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for being here. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. You chose the Evergreen Essential Oil, and this is your Soulmates in Separation reading. I feel with the Evergreen, it's like 2 messages came through. You can't see the forest for the trees because there's just too much going on, but you want something to flourish is the second message. You want something to flourish. You want something to grow into a legacy, into a forest that's sustainable. This is the overall feeling, the overall message of the connection. The card I initially pulled, 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Who is feeling trapped? Who is feeling bound? Is it both of you? If you're a feminine, I feel like it might be you. And this girl's wearing a green dress. I feel like she's trapped from her own healing. This is holding back the healing. I feel like you might also be stuck in a loop, or you feel like you're stuck in a loop in this connection. This loop is going round and round and round, you know, and it feels like a drain. It feels like a drain. I actually want to clarify that very message. What is this 8 of Swords, the overall energy of the connection, please? What is this 8 of Swords? 4 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Pentacles. There's the 8 again. Are you dealing with a Leo, or are you a Leo? But there's also like infinite potential with 8s. The 4 of Swords is saying you need rest. And the Wheel of Fortune is saying if you get this rest, you could actually like push things into a new direction. You could actually push things into your favor. So whether that is a new direction away from this connection, or whether it is moving things to be lucky, I feel like it's something that you physically have to do after a rest period. And the 8 of Pentacles does talk about like toiling and working and like being detailed work towards something, putting in a lot of effort. I feel like you have been putting in a lot of effort, or you're going to be asked just with the position of these cards, like the Four of Swords on the historical side and the Eight of Pentacles on the future side, the what's to come, I feel like it's time to get your rest so that you can, when things change, when the sands of time, right? This deck is all about like the sands of the desert and sands of time. I feel like when the sands of time move away from this loop, when this loop comes to an end, right? Because if you look at the wheel and you look at this loop, it's like eventually it feels like it has to come back around. It has to do a 360, right? It has to come all the way back around. And that gives me like a year. It could be a year, or it could be 9 years, and it's coming into the ninth year of its like completion, right? And this is potentially going to move that Wheel of Fortune into your favor, but it doesn't mean that things won't be completely smooth sailing from here. It does feel like there might be some work that needs to be done, and that could be like shining things up. You know, this person looks like they're painting these pillars of sand. So it might be like jazzing jazzing this connection up a bit. It might be like, and also yourself, giving yourself a bit of a makeover too, as a result of being like so worn down by this like loop, this spiral. King of Pentacles on the bottom. Yeah, something needs to stabilize in this connection. Something wants to stabilize in this connection, but there's decisions that need to be made about this. Okay, let's get your energy. How is pile 3 feeling about this connection? Seven of Cups. A little bit disillusioned. How is pile 3 feeling about this connection? King of Wands. King of Cups. All passion, no emotion. Are you looking at your soulmate like this? Is that what you're thinking that the soulmate is bringing forward? Is that why you're confused by the options? How is pile 3 feeling about this connection? The Hanged One. You're needing to get a new perspective on this situation. It's not all as it seems. Something is not all as it seems. Two of Pentacles. Something needs to be brought into balance. Potentially after heartbreak. How is pile 3's person feeling about them? 7. You both got 7s. 7 of Wands. The 7s are all about assessment anyway. Ace of Pentacles. They potentially want to give you a gift. Queen of Wands. We've got the King of Wands over here. I do feel like you're seeing each other as very like passionate, beautiful options. And I say options because you're seeing this person, or you're seeing this situation as a 7 of Cups. Like there's a lot of options. Smoke and mirrors, snakes and ladders. How is pile 3's person feeling about this connection? The Sun. What's connecting the two? What's connecting the two? What is connecting the two? Ace of Swords. Okay. What's connecting you is that you both have something to say. There's unfinished business in terms of this connection. You're both looking at each other as passionate, beautiful people, but you're both a little bit confused. You by your options, and this person by yeah, I also feel it's the options for that person. Page of Cups. What is going on here, guys? Oh my goodness. Why is the 7 of Wands here in this person's energy? I just don't want to jump to conclusions. Whoa. Okay. 3 of Wands, 6 of Wands. Death and rebirth. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this person likes you more than you're potentially admitting that you like them. Potentially you've had a change of heart here. With this King of Wands and the King of Cups, one's upright, one's reversed. It feels like you're wanting to keep things passionate because of their beauty, but you actually don't realize how much this person has plans to rebirth this connection with you. And this is what needs to be said. If you're thinking that this person is out here like playing the field, I think they're thinking that you are, and potentially they're not. I think they've got their heart and eyes set on you, and they're actually avoiding sneakier energy. They're avoiding other options. They're avoiding people who don't have their best interest at heart, because I feel like all they can see is you. In everyone they look at, all they can see is you with this like reflected image. And I do feel like they have this idea that they want to offer you something, and potentially an engagement ring with the diamond just being there, but also just they want a moment with you. This peaceful beach kind of sandy setting is pretty much the only beach that I've come across in this deck so far. And it just feels like a sun setting over like a day, a full day, a day of happiness, a day out, a day where it's like a brand new day. And this is giving me the death and rebirth energy of the 3 of Wands, 6 of Wands, and the death and rebirth, the death card here, right? I really do feel like they have their sights set on something successful with you. And the sun energy supports that. The sun energy supports how they look at you. They think you're like the bee's knees. They think you're the sunshine to their darkness. They think that you're the sunset after like a full day. You make their heart full. That you could be a Leo and they see you as someone charismatic and beautiful and full of potential. And they've got plans to come towards you and make this a success. And they just are struggling with the how. I feel they're struggling with the how, but if you both communicate, you'll see that you both have like a cup of love for each other. You do still have this bond between you both. There's a lot mentally going on that potentially isn't being discussed right now, and there's a lot potentially being observed that isn't quite the reflection of the truth. And this is why you're needing to go within and find a different perspective. And look, these two cards are very perspective based, the 2 of Pentacles and the Hanged One in reverse. It's like I've had a change of perspective, and it's like I just heard square peg round hole. What is that about? What is that square peg round hole? What is the Hanged One, 2 of Pentacles? Can we clarify that? What is the 2 of Pentacles? Pile. The Tower. You've had a huge shift recently. Yeah, and like I said, it's like something does feel like it's been shifted because of the illusions that you've been fed about a certain situation. And I don't know if it's about this situation, about this connection. It might be about something else completely. And it's actually giving you like a change of heart, where you're like almost thinking, well, if this person wants to meet up again, like it's strictly sexual. It's not going to be, I'm not going to get my feels involved. You're blocking your feels. And I feel like this is a shocking revelation to you, or it's a shocking revelation to this person. But you just can't see forward. You can't see forward. And I think that, why has all of this been Page of Wands? Yeah. You're still, and take this, it might be flipped, but you're still potentially in this young, wild, free energy. And potentially you only want, you may have really come to the conclusion that you only want this person for the bedroom, the fool. I feel like you would be a fool if you took a leap of faith towards this person. The Sun. Matching energy here. You do see them as someone just like you, that you would get on well together, that you could harvest a lot together, that you could make a lot grow together, but you feel like you would be foolish to believe it. Why? What has this person done? The Eight of Swords. You feel that's why you're stuck in this loop. And this person's potentially been really generous with you, really giving with you. This situation's been really like giving to this point. But this loop energy, what is this, like stuck in a loop? What is the Eight of Swords? King of Swords, Eight of Cups. Someone's had to walk away from the truth. I feel it's you. You've walked away from the truth of this. Why though? What is going on? Why have you walked away? Why? You're in denial. Is it because you're looking at these other options and like bright shiny objects, and well, that person has this and this person has that, and it's almost like because you're in separation, you're just trying to push this away? The Star. Whoa. You've got some healing to do. Or, ooh, what is the Star? What is the Star? King of Cups in reverse again. Yeah, okay. Has your life just completely changed? I feel like you're, pile 3, either you or your person has done some healing on themselves or is trying to do healing on themselves, or is healing a part of their life, but you're forgetting your heart. It's like, I'm saying I'm healed, but it's blocking my heart. You're denial. Page of Cups. Pigs might fly. It feels too good to be true to you. But I also get a sense that there's something that's working out so well in your life that you're almost thinking, well, I've outgrown this situation. 10 of Cups. But you know that this person really could be someone that you settle down with and have beautiful family happiness with. 4 of Swords. Again, you've got to get that rest to really like get clear on this situation. I feel like you've got so much going on. You're almost like confusing the situation. 2 of Cups, partnership, 9 of Pentacles, self-independence, temperance. Like you're being really patient. 8 of Wands in reverse. You've been patient for this message to come through. Queen of Swords, and we've got the King of Swords over there. A divine pair who need to be really clear with each other. But I do feel like you've waited for so long for a message to come through that you're deciding, or you've gotten to this point. I feel like you're the graduated version of pile number 1, pile 3. It's like you've done the work on yourself. You've done the work on like all the other areas of your life. You've got a good income coming in. You might have like jazzed up your home really nicely. You're in a position where like, I've got my cat or my dog and my good friends and I'm happy, right? But you've closed off your heart multiple times. You've closed off your heart, and you just need to get some rest from all the like social situations. You might be in the spotlight a bit because you're of work or something. There's some kind of like fame potentially online, and it's all just clouding your judgment about this person and how pure this person's intentions are towards you. I feel like you know deep down that there could be something really beautiful with this person. The 2 of Cups is a divine like connection. It could be a friendship as well, but I feel like supported by the 10 of Cups, it really is saying like this could be a happy family. This could be a real relationship. You could really make something beautiful out of this. But yeah, you've been waiting a long time and you're tempering that patience with denial or closing off your heart. Yeah, I do feel like in a work realm or in the financial material realm, you're actually feeling a lot of success, and therefore you feel like you're either better than this person or you've outgrown this person, or it's just made you feel so good in other ways that you've almost like not forgotten about this person, but you do feel like it's changed your life so dramatically that you would be a fool to believe that this person would still want you, because people do change, or they become like, I feel like you've become the best version of yourself and you're just not sure. But you guys need to communicate. There's magic that can happen here. There's love that's been offered here. The world, potentially you're traveling a lot. You're definitely in separation from each other. This is interesting. This could go on and on and on. Something's got to give. Someone's got to start this conversation, and someone's got to open their heart back up. And this 10 of Cups and this Page of Cups, it feels like this small offering of moving towards one another with your cup of love and saying, hey, I think we could make something of this. Yeah, 8 of Wands again. This feels like communication needs to come through because it's been the dark night of the soul for so freaking long. Do we have to wait for a tower moment in the worst possible sense? Because I feel like this tower moment that came over here for you was in a beautiful way. It was like in an intense, like life-changing scenario. Ace of Wands underneath. There's still passion here. But you guys have to communicate. You got to come out of the darkness about your feelings. Or you can let this go if you want to. But it just does feel like, you know, that it's going to be left unsaid, and it's going to morph into something that just had no resolution if you don't communicate about this. What is going on in this connection, please? Mintaken, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Yeah, I feel like you're blocking your heart so much that if there's this longing for this person that potentially has been going for so long, and the King of Cups is here, it has been going on so long that you've decided to block it out. You've iced it over, I heard. You've iced over your heart because it's like, well, that's going to be a distraction for the path that I'm already on. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? I mean, trust that the path that you've had this epiphany and that you've had this break and this shift has happened in your own life. Trust that can happen here too. Trust that, well, you can have it all. You can have a success, an individual success, and this person will still love you. This relationship can still work out. One more. Oh my gosh, that came out for the other pile too. The blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. A different message than the other pile that got this. It does feel like you two have to come together because it almost feels like this is once in a blue moon, and that's going to cause a spontaneous awakening. I feel like this is why it's so intense for you. It has been so intense for you, both of you, but that's why you've almost like iced your heart over, is because it was like, felt like a once in a blue moon, and that blue flame was so burning. It was so hot. It was so hot that it's almost like, well, I can't face that. I can't even look at that. Why exactly were you guys in separation? What was this loop? I still don't understand the loop. I think the intensity of it all really got to you guys. And I do feel like potentially the lucky break that you had meant that you got busy, and that then shut down your heart. And so even though I'm saying like it could be a long time, this all could have happened quite quickly, and it feels like a long time that you haven't spoken because it felt like perhaps you spoke a lot, or you were like in each other's pockets. Wedding rings, union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. It's lingering, isn't it? The potential is there. You can have everything you want. I keep hearing that. Something might be happening on Valentine's Day. Love calls. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. This is the Ace of Swords and the Page of Cups. Someone who has to come through. It's got to be you. I feel like you've got to just pick up that phone, because I feel like you're the one in a position of power here. Even though this person wants and has plans to have success with you, I mean, either one of you are going to make the move, but someone's got to do it sooner or later. And I feel like twin flames. I said I didn't want to bring this up, but there it is, yin yang. And it doesn't have to like be exactly twin flame energy here. It just feels like two counterparts, right? People that complement each other. Yin yang, zen, balance, union, duality, coupling, complement each other. There you go. People that complement each other. One more. Breakup, separation, stop the pattern, the loop, break the loop, silent treatment, abandonment. Yeah, I do feel like this person feels a little bit abandoned by you, but they still, they're not letting it deter their opinion of you. They actually have a higher opinion of you. And if you feel bad for the abandonment that you've potentially caused, the separation that you've potentially caused by being like struck with this stroke of luck and the things that have been going on in your life and the money, the wealth that you've come into, or the busyness or the position you've come into that's like taking you away from each other, I do feel like this person doesn't, they don't look badly on you because of that. Let's find out what this person would say to you if they had the chance. Or, you know, I do feel like they have the chance. So what would they say? I'm toxic AF. I feel like they're obsessed with you. This is what that feels like. There's no way you can get rid of this person, is what I feel like with this energy. There's no way you can get rid of this person. I'm in too deep to change now. Yeah. They're committed to you. They really are. What would they say? I know you know I'm lying, but you're just letting me get away with it. They may act, if you do communicate with this person, I think they're just trying to play it cool. But in the background, they're very much making plans to come towards you and have a rebirth. Because if things look barren on their end, like if you're talking to them or you're watching them in any way, things are barren because I feel like they're in their planning mode. And that is the death. That is the death that they're having of like, okay, that was the old like connection. How do I now come forward now that this person has like elevated in their life in some way? They're almost wanting to have their own success so that they can show up. I don't feel like this is toxic. I really don't, but I feel like this person is like very, very attached to you, and that can become toxic if it's not what you want. Okay, let's get some final messages on this situation. Can we get some advice for this situation for pile 3? It's going to be up to you, no matter who contacts who first, but there is potential for great love here. Remember that no one is perfect, that each of us has faults we'd like to fix and mistakes we'd like to erase. We all have fears to fight, lessons to learn, and room to grow. Let this person grow into the person that matches your energy, because I feel like you have done that, okay? It's like I see the humanness in yourself, and you've potentially come through and fixed some huge faults or mistakes, right, within yourself. And now you're looking at this person and you're like, do I allow them the growth to catch up, or do I meet up with someone who is on my new level now? Okay, and that decision is up to you. Interesting. Make a choice to forgive, to free yourself from anger towards events you can't control and people you can't change. If you want, you can move away from this situation. Or if it's flipped, this is saying like, forgive this person's abandonment. You also have to grow. That person was growing through what they were going through at the time, and the best way that they knew how. I'm going to get one more. Whether you win or lose, applaud yourself for trying. Exactly. You can't deny that there's love here, and that you two could have something amazing if you wanted to, but trust that if your path has taken you away from this person, that maybe that's all it's ever going to be, is a beautiful memory of what was and what could have been. It doesn't mean the one that got away. It's just an experience that you potentially had to have. Very interesting message, pile number 3. I might do a follow-up from this in a different video. But I will let you know about that. Subscribe to keep in touch, because all of these messages have been really interesting. All the piles have been really interesting. Let me know how it resonated below. Thank you for being here. I will see you in the next one. Bye.